So basically, on the brakes, always third gear. Never come across a bike that doesn't do this corner in third gear. Always third. On the brakes, down 3 gears. Do not tip in early. Hang out wide. Get it in late apex. Watch your shoulder on the wall. It always brings you out to the curb. Just make it like a big sweeping S, so bring it back. And as you straighten up, and just as you get straight, it'll be on the other side of the road, right in the middle of there. A lot of bikes wheelie over there. This left-hander here is really important. That is not the corner or the apex. You need to forget about that curb and come across, and the apex is actually this one here. As you straighten it up, and you've got the gas on, as you come over the crest of the road, everything goes light and wants to wheelie. Just let it happen, it doesn't matter. This is where the bumps start. You can feel how close the bumps are together. This is where it's important to make it soak the bumps up. Doesn't feel much in the van, but when you're doing like well over a ton, it's a lot. When you hit the brakes through here, you almost want to clip the wall there and then straight line it straight across to this curve. Do not go for the inside. It's important to hug the left-hand side, do the turn on the width of the road, so when you get to that corner there, the apex, your bike's not pointing that way, it's pointing that way. Yeah. Quite important, because the road goes up and levels off, and it always wants to tuck your front. So just be aware of that. Same again when you tap the throttle on, make sure you're over that crest before you tap it on. It just unloads the back and makes it flick the back end out. Again, this doesn't feel much in the van, but it's mega bumpy, so just be aware of that. Right across the right hand side, just be careful if it's damp, those shiny patches can catch you out, so just be aware. As you come across here, really important, almost clip this pillar and go straight for that curve, and there's a mirror in the hedge right there. Just straight line it straight for that mirror, don't go left or right. Just as you get to about here, just feather on the brakes and take a gear out, start to turn it and make sure you're absolutely parallel with the white line. That's the corner half done, then all you've got to do is apex it. Much safer. Do not run wide into there, you can see that's a dry stone wall. There's no room for error. Okay, do not tip in early, always late apex it. That's back to third, back to up to fourth, up to fifth. I always used to aim for that pillar there with the blue post on it, but tip in earlier than that. Use best tipping place is about that marker there, halfway along that hedge, flat in fifth, come through here, nasty little dip there that unsettles the bike, watch your shoulder on the hedge through here, that really does catch you out, do not get your shoulder in there. You usually hit sixth about now, in the middle of the road, on this side of the road, everything goes light or wheelies over the top of here, get it down, get it settled and tip across to the right hand side. Follow the curb down and almost touch the curb down in the bottom of here, you do need all the road. That little patch of tarmac right there has got like a little metal grid in it, a hydrant grid. Try and run over that if you can, or get as close to it as you can. Flick it across, you're in 6th gear now, flick it across, watch your shoulder on the wall, sit it up and go right between that square grid and the curb. You've only got that much tarmac, but if you can get between it, it's perfect. Not quite as important now as it used to be, because this has been smoothed out and resurfaced, but it used to be quite rough and bumpy out there, which meant you were flat in 6th, leaned over, coming over a brow, and everything wanted to shake and move. So just be careful, but it is better now than it used to be. On the brakes into here now, the best place to start braking is, as a newcomer, just before the end of this cottage here. Remember you're flat in 6th on tall gearing. Hit the brakes, start taking your gears out. Remember that you're leaning over on the brakes as well while you're taking the gears out. You'll see the black lines into here. Do not go for the inside. Bring it out to the outside here, watch the drains and stuff, then late apex it. The later you apex, the wider the exit. Perfect. If you tip in early, you'll end up running out wide into these bags, out into all the shitty stuff. You just lose grip and you lose momentum. Get the turn done on the width of the road you're coming in on and apex it late. Get on the gas early. Back to first, second, third, fourth. It looks blind this, but as you come up to it flat in fourth, it sort of levels out and you can see everything, so it's not as bad as it looks. You'll start braking near that side to start with, but you will end up getting closer to that line there. You see the black lines in? Do not go for the inside. Hang out wide, late apex it, because you need to be as far across to that side as possible to make this left-hander. You actually run across that patch of tarmac there, watch your shoulder on the wall, and as you tip it up, as you go across the centre line of the road, just don't give it a big handful, because I should just feather it off slightly till I was clear of it, and then on the gas. It just unloads the back end slightly as you go over the centre line. That's back to third, obviously. So it's up to fourth, back to third, through it, loads of corner speed, loads of momentum. It's absolutely surprising how fast you go through there. Back into fourth, fifth, sixth. There's a drain on the left here. It really unsettles the bike. Boom, boom. First couple of times through it, you'll be shocked how much it unsettles the bike. But it doesn't affect it, but you just need to know it's there. As you come over through here now, this is where you sometimes get a headwind and it does affect your gearing slightly, especially on the smaller bikes. Up over the brow of the hill here, this is where you'll be slipstreaming, you'll be changing, you know, passing people, they'll be passing you. It's not an issue, but as the road goes along to the here and slightly kinks right, you need to be across to the curb there to give you maximum entry into the next one. Really quick through here. Usually sit up, catch the wind, a little bit of brake, down 2 gears, tip in. Use the corner of this wall as your first marker, drift out wider slightly, come back across to this corner, but if you're travelling so fast it will take you out to that side. Just keep it leaned over till it brings you back to this side. This has been resurfaced as well, so it's nice and smooth. You'll see the black lines in where people have come out. Do not be tempted to go for the inside again. It's a late apex. Because the road tightens up at the other side, it comes back towards you, so you will end up on the curb if you try and go too tight. There's that little joint in the tarmac we talked about. If you can get across and get your front wheel right, it does sometimes bottom your forks out there, so just be aware that might happen, but that's where you want to be. If your front wheel just goes straight into that point, you're laughing.